Warner Brothers' Minecraft movie versus Disney's Snow White, which in theory should be quite a battle, but it's not even a fair fight. And it's pretty hysterical actually to watch. The Minecraft movie made $60 million. Snow White made $2.
Minecraft in the United States in one weekend made more money than Snow White has made globally after 3 weekends.
You can't seriously call the Minecraft movie the worst film of 2025, not when Disney's live-action Snow White remake is still smoldering in box office ashes.
Even if everything worked perfectly, it would have been almost impossible for this movie to succeed.
They strayed away from the source material, which upset a lot of fans.
Literally the only person there. Do you not understand how humiliating this is?
One stayed true to its pixel-perfect roots and printed money. The other tried to fix a classic and got clobbered. How did we end up here? Buckle up, because once we dig into chaotic casting calls, boardroom blame games, and screaming theater crowds, you'll understand why 7 digital blocks beat 7 CGI goblins any day.
When we look, you can see families were more than willing to go to the box office to support something like the Minecraft movie.
The Minecraft movie is doing something magical.
On Friday night, April 4th, 2025, 2 wildly different crowds lined up at theaters across America. At Multiplex A, kids in foam pickaxes chanted, "Creeper, aw man," while parents snapped selfies under a lime green Minecraft banner. Across town, Multiplex B unrolled a red carpet for Snow White that nobody bothered to walk, except its star, Rachel Zgler, posing alone while ushers vacuumed popcorn behind her. By Monday morning, the numbers were brutal. Minecraft hauled in $300 million globally, the largest opening for a video game adaptation in history, while Snow White limped to $26 million domestic. 3 weeks later, Minecraft's total sat north of $600 million. Snow White's entire run barely cracked $77 million. That's not a box office gap, it's a canyon. Critics predicted Minecraft would bomb, too childish, no story, just pixels. The filmmakers ignored the noise and delivered exactly what players loved: fast gags, inside jokes, and an epic Ender Dragon battle. They even let Mojang's developers veto scenes that felt off-brand. Result? Fans felt respected. Word of mouth went nuclear. TikTok exploded with 10-second theater clips, audiences belting the end credit parody song, teens in suits dancing to in-movie music cues, whole rows chanting "Steve, Steve, Steve." Security actually booted a few raucous groups for turning shows into mini-concerts, which only fueled the hype. Parents posted that it was the first time in ages the kids begged to see a movie twice. In other words, pure, unfiltered fun. Now slide over to Disney's project, which burned nearly $250 million before marketing. Early in production, executives boasted they would modernize Snow White for Gen Alpha. First decree: scrap the Prince Rescue. Second, rename the 7 dwarfs as magical creatures, replacing beloved Dopey and Grumpy with lanky CGI goblins that looked like rejected Cats extras. Fans groaned, but the real dynamite came from Rachel Zegler herself. In interview after interview, she called the 1937 masterpiece creepy, branded Prince Florian a stalker, and joked she'd never let a guy with a bowl cut save me. One headline screamed, "Actress cast as Snow White has never watched Snow White and doesn't plan to." Disney kept quiet, assuming controversy would fade. It didn't. #NotMySnow White trended for 48 hours straight after Zgler said viewers who disliked her take could keep their ticket money. When the first teaser dropped, grim, color-filtered, with snow charging into battle like Aragorn, dislikes drowned the YouTube upload before Disney hid the counter. While Twitter roasted trailers, Disney's Burbank campus erupted into finger-pointing. Leaked Zoom screenshots showed marketing blaming story, story blaming casting, casting blaming executive notes. Mid-March, Bob Iger convened an emergency summit nicknamed the Dwarf-Sized Disaster Meeting. According to insiders, someone pitched retrofitting practical dwarf costumes to win back nostalgia. Another exec allegedly shouted, "We already spent $8 million on goblin fur textures." Meanwhile, newly hired consultants urged a late-stage script patch to add more joy, but production was locked. Posters had been printed, VFX shots still rendering 72 hours before premiere. At one point, a senior VP suggested delaying release to Christmas 2025. Legal instantly nixed it, citing toy licensing penalties. The train was crashing in slow motion and nobody dared pull the brake. Contrast that with the Minecraft campaign. Teaser posters showed nothing but a classic grass block and the tagline, "Crafted for the big screen." No lectures, no politics, just a promise of adventure. Jack Black, voice of villager Doc88 and the Ender Dragon, because of course he is, hopped on late-night shows wielding a foam diamond sword, roaring the theme song, and gifting hosts custom builds of their studios. The production also leaned on community creators. Mojang flew YouTubers like Dream, Grianne, and LD Shadow Lady to set, letting them cameo as NPCs. They vlogged the experience, giving 100 million combined subscribers a taste of the movie months early. Free marketing gold. Snow White's rollout, by contrast, looked like it came from a corporate committee. First poster, a grimdark forest and a single-line mission statement. Rewrite your destiny. Fans replied, how about rewrite the script? Trailer 2 tried humor, swapping Zgler's battle armor for a girl boss dance montage, but now no one knew what genre the movie was. Even mainstream outlets wrote think pieces titled, "What is Disney's Snow White supposed to be?" As premiere approached, Disney throttled press interviews, hoping silence would stop the bleeding. Instead, YouTube essayists filled the vacuum with exposés about script leaks, casting changes, and rumored budgets. Viewers learned more about the movie's internal woes than its actual plot, never a good sign. By the time both films hit screens, public sentiment was set. First night Minecraft audiences uploaded footage of glow stick raves in aisle 4. Snow White spectators uploaded photos of entire rows empty, except the usher. A viral side-by-side TikTok showed two theaters 10 minutes apart. One roaring at a creeper jump scare, the other so silent you could hear someone chewing red vines. Rotten Tomatoes captured the split perfectly. Critics 40%, audience 87% for Minecraft. Critics 62%, audience 18% for Snow White. Even professional reviewers who normally side with Disney lamented a well-meaning but joyless slog. Rachel's PR nightmare only grew. After first-week numbers tanked, she tweeted, "Braver than the sword is the girl who writes her own destiny." Comment section? A hurricane. Hundreds replied with Minecraft pickaxe emojis and screenshots of empty Snow White seats. Disney then quietly scrubbed her scheduled appearance on The View. Tabloids published Zgler blacklisted pieces. Insiders whispered she'd been asked to stop posting. Was it fair to dump the entire failure on one 24-year-old actress? Probably not. But Disney had no sacrificial dwarfs, so the crown fell on Snow White herself. Industry gossip says Zgler's team fielded panicked calls from Marvel, who had considered her for a Phase 7 role. Not anymore. Within 5 weeks, Disney's quarterly earnings called downgraded projected theme park revenue, citing underperformance of synergistic film properties. Translation: Snow White merch is clogging warehouses. Toy retailers slashed prices 70% by Memorial Day. Videos surfaced of pallet loads heading to bargain outlets. Meanwhile, Microsoft, which owns Mojang, saw Minecraft plushies sell out at Walmart, Target, even 7-Elevens in Tokyo. Executives who'd championed Snow White's reimagining found themselves sidelined. One SVP of creative stepped down to pursue personal projects, industry code for forced exit. Another quietly transferred to Disney Plus Originals, anywhere far from big screen budgets. Lessons carved in block letters. Respect the source. Minecraft thrived by letting fans recognize the world they already loved. Snow White failed by lecturing its own base. Fun beats preachy. Gamers wanted a roller coaster. Moviegoers wanted a fairy tale. Neither asked for a TED Talk. Let creators, not committees, drive. Mojang's fingerprints are all over Minecraft. Snow White felt designed by shareholder survey. Never trash the audience's childhood. If your star mocks the classic that built the fanbase, expect backlash. Hollywood studios, take note, heart and humor still sell tickets. Treat beloved IP like a treasure, not a soapbox. What happens next? Disney damage control. Rumors swirl of a classic cut, re-edit for Disney Plus, stripping the politics and restoring dwarfs. But reshoots cost cash, and shareholders may balk. Rachel Zegler's next move. She's reportedly fielding offers from indie directors who see opportunity in notoriety. Whether audiences forgive her depends on her next role and her next tweet. Minecraft sequel. Warner Bros. Green lit a follow-up before opening weekend confetti settled. Talk of a nether-focused story with Steve, Alex, and a brand new villain already has Reddit theories flying. Snow White isn't Disney's only stumble. Peter Pan and Wendy, Haunted Mansion, and a lukewarm Hercules tease suggest a pattern. Audiences have grown tired of brand nostalgia with an acid aftertaste. Meanwhile, smaller studios that deliver escapism, see Five Nights at Freddy's, Kung Fu Panda 4, and now Minecraft, keep cashing in. Maybe 2025 is the year Hollywood relearns a lesson as old as storytelling itself. People pay for wonder, not lectures. The moral isn't anti-progress, it's pro-balance. Sneak in your message if you must, but wrap it in adventure, laughter, or heartbreak, not a scolding monologue. Disney bet the crown jewels on a preachy revamp and ended up the punchline to its own fairy tale. Minecraft, the little indie game that could, mined joy and struck gold. Which path should studios follow? Should Disney double down on updated classics or course correct back to timeless wonder? And does Rachel Zgler deserve redemption, or was she just the unlucky face of a much larger corporate misfire? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Did you cheer pixel-powered Steve, cringe at CGI goblins, or, plot twist, love both films for entirely different reasons? Smash that like button if you want Hollywood to remember storytelling beats sermonizing, and subscribe for more deep-dive breakdowns of pop culture wins and wipeouts. Until next time, keep your swords enchanted, your apples inspected, and remember, sometimes the simplest blocks build the biggest castles.